morning, everybody. My name is Joe Winslow and this is Ron Gold, and today we are here in Rorkes Drift in South Africa, and we're standing today in the final defensive area of Rorkes Drift, a former missionary station. So the parallel with this battlefield and with other Marine Corps battlefields and Marine Corps history is small unit leadership. At Rorkes Drift here, we had lieutenants and we had sergeants and we had corporals really carrying the day against some overwhelming odds. Late in the day, after a crushing defeat on the mountainside not far from here, 3,000 or 4,000 Zulu warriors come up stream down the hill against this fortified position, and these lieutenants hold it. The lieutenants and the sergeants hold it for 12, 13 hours.
Unlike the Battle of Isandlwana, characterized by superb discipline, by a good plan, we have really here an undisciplined mob. They came under heavy fire from the defenders, who were well protected by a previously erected barrier, and with the repulse of the initial attack, eventually surround this post. The interesting thing about Rorkes Drift is that it's defended by 144 men, and it probably proves the maxim that if you put a man behind a barrier with sufficient ammunition, he's extremely difficult to dislodge. The command structure here is an interesting one. It's commanded by two lieutenants, junior officers, neither of whom were very highly thought of in their respective military structures, but they were called upon to perform. They certainly did. And I think, as most people will agree, a unit in battle is not going to function particularly efficiently unless there is a strong backbone of non-commissioned officers supporting it.
So at the end of the day, we had 11 Victoria Crosses, the British equivalent of the Medal of Honor, with one of those, of course, going to a Swiss corporal, Corporal Schiess, who defended this portion of the wall right here, and I believe he was injured.
Yes, he's quite an interesting case because he was actually a patient in the hospital recovering from a badly blistered foot, and was one of the first to be wounded in the battle when he took a Zulu bullet through the same foot. So it was a difficult battle for Corporal Schiess, but despite that, he behaved with conspicuous gallantry, one of very, very few non-British regulars to ever receive the coveted award of the Victoria Cross. He had identified a Zulu marksman who was causing some difficulty, and he took it upon himself to deal with him, which he did by jumping over the wall into an exposed area, shooting this man dead, and then climbing onto the wall and engaging in some hand-to-hand combat, as you said, by bayoneting two further men to death before coming back into the shelter.
Wow.
Quite remarkable. The senior NCO being a 5'2" tall, 28-year-old colour sergeant Bourne, probably is the unsung hero here. He was not one of the 11 recipients of the coveted Victoria Cross, but he was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, and I think that if one digs below the surface, you'll find that much of the success of the holding of this post could be laid at the door of young Colour Sergeant Bourne.
The same as the Marine Corps, the success of the day carried by the lieutenants, carried by the corporals, by the sergeants, who were really the backbone of the Corps, backbone of the British Army at the time, doing the hard work, going into the fight, taking care of business, coming back out. It's really a tradition that we as Marines build upon. It's a tradition that's been built over time with the great armies, the great navies across the world, and that is a parallel for you today with this great battle and our Marines.